We are back, baby. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name's Rockerzzoom. We're continuing. We're bringing back new year, new podcast, the Zooming Through Wrestling podcast. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And we're just gonna hop right into it. I'm so excited for this year of this podcast. It's so exciting. Every single Saturday, brand new podcast for you guys. I'm super excited. Anyways, when it comes down to it, let's start with the new segment right here, right now, ladies and gents. Number one on the set list, formally announcing to all of you listening that the podcast will now include both New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor. I thought about including Lucha Underground, but I do not believe I have the El Rey network on my cable provider, so I can't watch Lucha Underground. And I decided, 3 different wrestling promotions in this podcast alone would satisfy the wrestling rather than just WWE. But I'm super pumped. I'm now getting into New Japan Pro Wrestling. I hope to get into Ring of Honor soon. When it comes to this episode, it'll just be WWE and New Japan Pro Wrestling because there wasn't an edition of Ring of Honor that I found to watch for this week. And we're gonna be talking for the most part about Wrestle Kingdom 11, which was absolutely amazing. But we'll get to that later. Number 2, John Cena versus AJ Styles, now officially set for the Royal Rumble, as well as Elimination Chamber. Now this story has been in the works for a few weeks now, but I decided to cover it now. John Cena versus AJ Styles, it's a no-brainer that they've already been set for the Royal Rumble. They announced they did a contract signing this past week on SmackDown for their match for the WWE Championship. But on Cage Side Seats, they brought up the rumor, along with the screenshots I found of I believe it was Ticketmaster, that accidentally leaked the main event for Elimination Chamber, which will be a SmackDown Live pay-per-view in February, which also gets you thinking, why would Elimination Chamber be for SmackDown Live if they're going to win the Royal Rumble, But when it comes to it, I believe that it's a 2 out of 3 falls match. 2 out of 3 falls match between John Cena, AJ Styles for the WWE Championship at Elimination Chamber. So there's 2 ways that this can go at the Royal Rumble. Either A, Styles beats Cena again, possibly using tactics, heel tactics, or going over clean again, which I doubt. Or B, Cena wins the title at the Rumble, Styles goes against him for the title at Elimination Chamber, saying, "Oh, I already beat you twice. Let's see if you can beat me twice in one night." Stuff like that. Something could go down like that, to where what could happen. I believe that Cena's going to take the title into WrestleMania. Go up against Undertaker, title versus career. That would blow my mind. I see that as the only thing that could beat Okada and Omega, because it's also in the rumor mill that WWE wants to beat Okada and Omega for the WWE WrestleMania main event. So when it comes down to Wrestle Kingdom, their main event, possibly my favorite match of the year, I don't know how they're going to top it. I really don't know how they're going to top it, but we'll get to that later when we get to New Japan. Number 3 for the new segment to close it off, Kenny Omega possibly coming to NXT. Kenny Omega. He announced on Twitter, on his Twitter, at Kenny Omega Man X, I believe it is. He announced saying he will be stepping away from New Japan Pro Wrestling for a little while to reassess his future and reassess what he wants to do with pro wrestling. Kenny Omega's face in New Japan Pro Wrestling has boosted the sales. Not only for them, but also for Ring of Honor. So, just imagine what they could do with Kenny Omega in WWE. I could see tickets being sold, seats being bought to see Kenny Omega versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the NXT title, or hell, even Kenny Omega versus Bobby Roode for the NXT title. Who knows what's going to happen outside of San Antonio? We don't know what's going to happen. I predict Bobby Roode's going to take it. Shinsuke's going to go up to the main roster right afterwards. However, Kenny Omega, really vague. He's really vague with what he plans on doing, you know. All we have is that tweet that he posted. I'll link you guys in the description below. Really vague. Just the way that these New Japan guys like to do it. You know, Finn Balor got it. You know, Finn Balor's doing that sort of vague description of what he wants to do. AJ Styles did it with his Rumble debut. Now it's Kenny Omega here trying to say that he might, he's going to step away from New Japan, reassess his future, what he wants to do, stuff like that. I think he's going to go to NXT, possibly even get an AJ Styles treatment and get into the Rumble. I'm not sure if that's the best idea now. I don't think that Omega should be plopped into the Rumble yet. I feel like it should be, you know, thought of better than just, oh yeah, here's another New Japan guy for you guys, you know, for you smart marks out there. But I would love to see Kenny Omega in a WWE ring because currently, you know, I've only seen a bunch of his matches on YouTube, and I just saw him on the 4th for Wrestle Kingdom. Holy hell, that was amazing. With all that out of the way, let's go right into the WWE review for the week. Number 1, Raw was pretty much useless. Do not worry about watching Raw. You might want to watch clips of it on the WWE YouTube channel. The Kevin Owens show segment with Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, and Goldberg. Soon, you know, bringing out Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, stuff like people like that. Like, that segment was okay. I mean, it really did show that Braun Strowman could be a force to reckon with in the Royal Rumble. Interesting way of doing this, because now thinking about it, that he's an official entrant in the Rumble. Who's gonna eliminate him? Because I don't think he's gonna get the big guy treatment where they just send everyone against him. I think he's gonna get eliminated by one guy. And that one guy has got to be Sami Zayn. Their last man standing match they had this week on Raw was, bar none, my favorite match they've had so far. Their match at Roadblock, not only confusing, but time-wasting, in my opinion. So this was by far their best match so far, and I don't think this is the end of that rivalry by any means. When it comes to SmackDown, though, SmackDown was amazing in my opinion. SmackDown, not as good as the week before. But it was amazing either way. And there's only one reason for that. One reason, in my whole honest opinion, and that's got to be for the Intercontinental Championship. Holy crap, dude. That Intercontinental Championship match was so great. So great for WWE standards, because seeing Dean Ambrose win the IC title again, it just brought back more memories, you know. I don't think he's the right guy for the WWE title yet again. I think it's going to take a little bit to see if he's going to be a believable champion, because him as WWE champion was fine. It was by no means like a Stone Cold or, you know, or Triple H or any type of those like WWE champions, like classic WWE champions, like he could have been. Realistically, looking at Dean Ambrose, what he could have done, he could have been a huge champion. And his match at SummerSlam with Dolph Ziggler could have been way better if it was better placed on the card. You know, things like that brought down his title reign. And I do believe we're going to see another Dean Ambrose WWE Championship reign. Just not yet, and I'm super glad that he's getting another hand at the IC title. And number 3, to cap off my WWE review, I gotta be completely honest with you guys. The Miz is doing so great for himself. If you think his promo with Daniel Bryan months ago, you know, his work shoot that he did that got people talking about WWE again, you know, wider than they would. This promo that he did on Talking Smack this past week, it proves that the Miz is one of the best talkers, wrestlers, best performers that the WWE has right now. And that is no question. I think that the Miz is going to have a bright 2017. Possibly even ending the year WWE champion. I would believe it. After that promo, after the things that I've seen him do, after match of the year contender, after contender for 2016, I think that the Miz has a clear hold, a clear grasp on potentially becoming WWE champion. Hell, he might even contend for the title after WrestleMania. I could see that happening. I could see the Miz and Ambrose going for the IC title over and over again, like back and forth, and then leading into WrestleMania where Miz ultimately loses that rivalry, but goes for the WWE Championship instead the SmackDown afterwards. You know, that'd be interesting to see the Miz go for the WWE title against whoever has it. I'm not saying it should be another Cena Miz storyline, even though I feel like both men have like revolutionized what it meant for their rivalry beforehand. You know, 6 years ago, when they did, you know, their whole rivalry, I still think that this rivalry still could be something better. So it could be a Miz Cena rivalry, it could be a Miz Styles rivalry. Either way, I see the Miz doing a lot of great things in 2017, and I'm so excited for it because it's going to make the WWE product just that much better. With all that being said, let's move right into the New Japan Pro Wrestling segment of the week. Holy hell. What a show Wrestle Kingdom 11 was. I'm not going to talk much on the New Year Dash that happened the night afterwards, even though I've watched the majority of it. Nothing of significance in my eyes happened. You know, this is coming from a new fan. Need I remind you, this is like me, a newer fan, like just getting into the promotion. So I would much rather take this time to talk all about Wrestle Kingdom 11. In-depth results for you guys coming up first. So, Wrestle Kingdom 11 opened up with the New Japan Rumble, of which Michael Elgin won, last eliminating Cheeseburger by pinfall with the Revolution Elgin Bomb. Some other participants included were Billy Gunn, Bone Soldier, Jushin Liger. This is the rough part about watching New Japan because I can barely pronounce the names. Kuniaki Kobayashi. Tiger Mask 4. Manabu Nakanishi. This is so weird, dude. I love it, though. Ryusuke Taguchi. Yoshitatsu. Yuji Nagata. Hiroyoshi Tenzan. Hiro Saito, and Scott Norton, which came out to a huge pop, and that was pretty cool to see. But ultimately, I thought, you know, going into this, it either had to be, you know, Scott Norton from the pop or Michael Elgin. Michael Elgin, I see a lot of potential in, man. Michael Elgin seems to be a huge performer. I went back and watched their TLC match between Elgin and Omega. I believe it was December? No, November. Whenever it was, I watched the whole match. That was a phenomenal showing by both competitors. A huge fan of Michael Elgin, honestly. Moving on to the next match, Tiger Mask W over Tiger the Dark by pinfall with a Golden Star Tiger Driver. I don't remember the other guy, but I know that Kota Ibushi is one of these Tiger Masks, but I don't remember the name of the other guy. I did look into it. I think it was like ACH or something like that. I don't fully remember the name though, so just don't quote me on that. This was interesting. Roppongi Vice, Beretta and Rocky Romero, new to this team. I haven't seen Beretta since he was Trent Beretta in WWE in 2009. They went over the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, who were the champions at the time, by pinfall with a crucifix pin by Rocky Romero to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Seeing this match go down was great storyline. Beretta being taken down Beretta was hit with so much in this match, and he sold the ever-living hell out of it. And once Beretta came back from the dead later on in the match, came back to help his partner Rocky Romero, who was carrying that match himself because the Young Bucks just attacked Beretta over and over and over. And then to see the teamwork go down, and Rocky Romero ultimately get the crucifix pin and to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag titles, that was great. I loved every second of it. That was a super interesting match that I had so much fun watching, honestly. Big fan of both of these teams. Of course, I can't say who I would book over who yet, because this was my first actual New Japan show that I watched. But big fan of both of these teams. They really worked well together. Up next, and real quick, not a fan of the way the New Japan Junior Heavyweight Tag titles look. They look like toys, dude. They look so tiny and minuscule. But up next, the Bullet Club, including Bad Luck Fale, Hangman Page, and Yujiro Takahashi versus Chaos, Jado, Will Ospreay, and Yoshihashi versus David Finlay, Ricochet, and Satoshi Kojima, who were the champions, versus Los Ingobernables de Japan. Bushi, Evil, and Sanada for the never open-weight 6-man tag team championship gauntlet match. These belts actually look pretty toyish too, to me, honestly. But in order, the Bullet Club eliminates Chaos by pinfall with Pimp Juice from Yujiro to Jado. Los Ingobernables de Japan eliminate Bullet Club by submission with Skull End from Sanada to Yujiro. And Los Ingobernables de Japan win by pinfall, last eliminating David Finlay, Ricochet, and Satoshi Kojima by pinfall with Evil from Evil on Satoshi Kojima to win the never open-weight 6-man tag team championships. This match was really fun to watch. I thought that everything about this was action-packed. It was a lot of fun to see all these people in general I was a huge fan of. I'll take that back. Wasn't a huge fan of Jado, honestly. Jado, I didn't see too much special about him. I don't know why. But one guy that did stand out to me, Hangman Page. Hangman Page is one of my new favorites for Bullet Club now that I'm watching New Japan, because I really do see a lot of potential out of this guy. All of the champions beforehand had a great showing today, that night, for the show. And yeah, there's nothing really much to say about it. I would suggest watching this match if you can. Go ahead and check it out if you can watch the show. I know it's a really long show, but definitely check this one out. Also check out the one before this one, the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title match. After that matchup was Cody Rhodes versus Juice Robinson, aka CJ Parker from NXT. Cody Rhodes goes over Juice Robinson by pinfall with Crossroads. The American Nightmare Cody. Oh man, I love that nickname. I love his heel work in New Japan. I love the way it's all going down. It looks great to me, and I'm a big fan of heel Cody in the Bullet Club. Big fan. Now, this upcoming match could have stolen the show. It's hard to choose either the second best or the third best match of the night. Adam Cole, BAYBAY, over Kyle O'Reilly, who was the champion, to win the Ring of Honor World Championship for an unprecedented third time. We'll cover that in a little bit, how much that really means. But man, Adam Cole, what a performer. Like, I haven't like fully in-depth talked about this. Adam Cole is one of my favorite pro wrestlers on the planet right now. Possibly my favorite. It's between him, Styles, and Omega right now. Holy hell, Adam Cole can work his ass off, and I really did like seeing all that he had to offer. And Kyle O'Reilly had a good showing too. But to see Adam Cole be the first ever 3-time Ring of Honor champion, that was a sight to see, and it was a great match. Seriously, my words, like, I can't really explain how great this match is. You just have to see it to believe it. And that's all I'm going to say about that match. After that, New Japan announced a good chunk of their schedule for the year, including 2 non-tournament G1 special shows on July 1st and 2nd that will take place in Los Angeles. After that, Chaos, Tomohiro Ishii, and Toru Yano go over Great Bash Heel, Togi Makabe, and Tomoaki Hanuma, however you say that, and Gorillas of Destiny, Tamatanga and Tangaroa, who were the champions, by pinfall with a low blow and a schoolboy pin to win the IWGP Tag Team Championship. At this point, you think about it, Bullet Club is having a pretty rough night. They didn't win the Neverweight championships. They lost the Junior Heavyweight championships, Tag Team Championships. They lost the IWGP Tag Team Championships. The only thing that they got going for them was Adam Cole won the Ring of Honor title. But this match was okay. This match, not all of them can be great, but this match was good for what it had. Obviously, me, like, coming into this, I'm a Bullet Club fanboy, so I was obviously rooting for the Gorillas of Destiny, but all these teams looked great in the ring. I just didn't know most of them, so I wasn't really invested in this match, but hopefully I will be soon. Moving on to the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match for the night. Hiromu Takahashi over Kushida by pinfall with a spinning Emerald Flosion to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. This was a great match. It also had its comedy in there, but I was a big fan of this match. Big fan of Kushida now. Just both of these competitors, I thought they had a great showing. It was awesome to see Takahashi. Takahashi's finishing maneuver. I'm new to this guy. I haven't seen much of him, so I can't really say much about him. Other than that, it was great to see this match. I'm sorry, this review isn't really in-depth enough for my liking, but this is my first New Japan show, so bear with me here. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this match. Not really my favorite of the night, but overall I thought it was pretty good. Moving on to Hiroki Goto over Katsuyori Shibata, who was the champion, by pinfall with GTR to win the Never Openweight Championship. This was also an okay match. In my eyes, I see that it's interesting to like have every champion so far lose their belt at Wrestle Kingdom. It was cool to see that. Again, not really invested in either of these guys, but they did have great showings in the ring. So I thought it was a good match. Moving on to the second to last match of the night, Tetsuya Naito versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Naito breaks the streak of losing the championships, and Naito actually goes over Tanahashi in this match, and there's nothing I can say that can do this match justice, just like with the Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly match earlier on in the night. Tanahashi and Naito laid their souls out for that belt. And somehow, some way, Tetsuya Naito defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi. There were multiple times in this match where I thought it could have gone Tanahashi's way, or it could have gone Naito's way, and just one finish ended up going Naito's way, and I thought it was a beautiful way to tell a story, a beautiful way of working in the ring. Just overall, big fan of both of these guys after tonight. And now, the match of the night. The match of the night. Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And, oh my god. Wow. Everything about this match was entertaining. There wasn't a single thing where I was like, that could have been a little better. Actually, no, that's a lie. The commentary could have been a little better, in my opinion. But they eventually got the hang of it, got into the match, and I was hooked. Hooked on all ends after that. Everything about this match was beautiful. The pain that Okada took with all of the moves Omega threw at him. The pain that Omega took with all the moves that Okada threw at him. You know, all of this going down with the Young Bucks at ringside. I thought it was beautiful. One of the greatest matches of the year already. One of the greatest matches of the decade, of the millennium. Hell, I might go as far as to say that this match was so good it might even be one of my favorite matches of all time. That's how damn good it was. Do yourself a favor, go watch this match. With all that being covered, let's move on from the New Japan segment into the reactions segment for the podcast to end off the night. WWE really needs to step up their game, first of all. They can't have, you know, the IC title being the only, like, solidly great thing to bring SmackDown up, in my opinion. They can't have lackluster Raws like they had this week. They have got to step up their game. And I'm not saying, you know, like, the Bring It to the Table segment that had JBL and Paul Heyman talk about 3 hours of Raw. From a business standpoint, yes, keep the 3 hours of Raw. That gets you another bit of ad revenue for the third hour. But make the 3 hours entertaining. Because I can't tell you how many times, you know, this year alone trying to watch Raw, I've fallen asleep. Raw is so unbearably boring. And they need to step that up. Step up the creative team, step up the creative team on both aspects if you need to, because if you want something better than Okada and Omega at WrestleMania, you're going to need to really, really step it up. Oh man, again, the possibility of Omega versus Nakamura, or Omega versus Rude for the NXT title. And this is just me speculating that they're not going to give Omega the Styles route. They could just give Omega the Styles route, but when I think about it, if they give Omega the Styles route, why wouldn't they give Nakamura the Styles route? Because Nakamura is clear-cut one of the best performers WWE has to offer already. I just want to know where they're going with this and where they could go with this. And I apologize, that was my phone going off there for a little bit there. But again, Omega versus Rude would also be a great matchup. Either way, you know, Omega going to NXT would be a great thing. A great thing in my opinion, I say. And to cap off the podcast, I know I'm kissing New Japan's ass, but Wrestle Kingdom 11 was truly one of the greatest wrestling shows I've ever witnessed. Wrestle Kingdom 11, in my book, definitely gets a 9 out of 10. Actually, no. You know what? 9.5 out of 10 in my book. I absolutely loved Wrestle Kingdom 11. And this is coming from a new viewer. A new viewer. Think about if you actually watch New Japan Pro Wrestling on a regular basis, like I plan to this year, if you do that regularly and you haven't watched Wrestle Kingdom 11 yet, what are you doing? Get on that right now. Watch it, because I know you're going to love it. Because everyone else does. Oh, man. If you want to know just one way, just one accolade that Okada Omega holds over any wrestling match ever in the past, Dave Meltzer. Never before done. Dave Meltzer gave Okada Omega 6 out of 5 stars. It's never been done before. That's how truly amazing Wrestle Kingdom 11 was. And you're doing yourself a disservice by staying here and listening to me talk about this show. Go and experience it for yourself, please. That's gonna be it for your. That's gonna be it for this week's edition of Zooming Through Wrestling Podcast. Next week, coming in jam-packed with WWE, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Ring of Honor. Super pumped, can't wait. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, please leave a like and support. Comment down below. What's your favorite part of the podcast? What could I add to make it more interesting? Subscribe for more great content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Do me a favor, have yourself a damn good day, and peace.